welcome to the Legions. Welcome to the What You've Been Watching podcast. I am your host, the indecipherable, marvelous Mike Dudley. Joined as host by my cohort and younger brother,
MD3 Marcus Dudley, checking in on you. What is going on out there in podcast land? Big salute to you. Thank you for tuning in with us. We want to thank Kesta for his wonderful intro music. Always bright. Search the interwebs for him. If you see the man out there, give him some love. Give him some spins. Give him some What You've Been Watching Legion affiliation with us, please. Please reach us at What You Been Watching Podcast at gmail.com. Please send us all your letters and romantic queries.
That's right.
And Michael, where else can they find us, brother?
You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Dudley Bros Podcast.
Search us on Facebook.
What You've Been Watching.
Yeah, and look for the colorful banner done by the great MKD Art.
MK Dudley Art.
MK Dudley Art. I apologize. See, damn, that was like a 99% really good intro, too. Damn, we nailed that so well, too. Oh, well, I had to drop the ball. It's too sweet, brother. So what you been up to, man? How's everything going? Checking in real quick, not on that tip of things of what you've been ocularly consuming, but because that question comes later. But how are you? How's everything going?
It's good, man. Just, being in the service industry, it's all entering the busy season with end of the year parties, holiday parties, and this, that, the other. So it's been a very, very busy last couple of weeks, and we're probably going to be solid through probably New Year. But I'm enjoying it. It's giving me a chance to step up my game and really show what I can do. So why not?
Hell yeah, that sounds really good, man. Holiday season is always busy in the hospitality industry, so yeah, I always look forward to that, man. You have a good attitude about it. Seems like looking for opportunities to rise up to the challenge, as a certain Rocky movie.
Yeah. Other than that, just been hanging out with what's her face? Libby, Liz. She knows who she is. Don't worry about it.
Oh man. Taking shots already. Welcome. Go ahead and I guess we can. No, let's not make that a bit. You'll get in trouble. No, well, you can check your ladies' man reference off of your bingo cards. No, man, I have been crazy busy myself. I just took my final in my psychology class. Got an A in the class. That's good.
All right.
So,
look at my boy getting his smart on.
Yeah, still don't know what I'm going to be when I'm going to grow up. So probably going to pivot and try to figure out certificate-wise if there's something I can do to make more money. But it is what it is.
I got a great idea. $200 investment. We're turning it into $2,000. Ain't no gimmicks. We're just selling crack.
Oh yeah, I'm with it. I know something about warming up the water, mixing up the baking soda, but right. I'll have to listen to a certain song again to remember the exact ingredients.
Or, just look it up on the internet.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'll get on the same watch list as you.
That's right. We're either making a bomb or the best crack cocaine ever. One way or the other.
That's what's up. Yeah, no, I've just been busy, man. Just trying to keep things afloat, brother. Work's, work, but drove down to Tampa. Did a quick turn and burn. Drove down for the Monday night game last night to go watch the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play.
Now, here's the question. Did you break your streak of ruining professional football sports?
Oh, it crossed over the more just football. It was any sporting event. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes, I did. I did, well.
Good, so the Saints won.
Yeah, exactly. No, I know. It's weird, though, so I don't know if it counts because, the Bucs are my second favorite team by a long shot. It's obviously, as you very well know, I've described pretty thoroughly my love for a certain aviary green team.
This man said, caw-caw.
No, but it was kind of a boring game, actually. It was 55 minutes of crap. And then Tom Brady decided, oh yeah, I'm the greatest of all time. Let's go win this game real quick. Scored 2 touchdowns in 5 minutes and 28 seconds or something like that, 29 seconds, and just was oh yeah, let's go win real quick. So the last 5 minutes was incredible. So yeah, just a quick turn and burn. Took the final for my exam Monday morning. I had to run my car to the shop and leave it there, and then drove back home, hopped in a different car, drove to Tampa, watched the game, didn't get done until 11, had to drive from Tampa to St. Pete to crash at Unc's house. Shout out to Uncle Steven, you're the man. Thank you for the hospitality, sir. And then turn around this morning and drive back to Tallahassee, and here we go in the What You've Been Watching studios in the shadow of Doak Campbell Stadium. So
even Frodo Baggins, it's like, that's too much, bro. That's too much.
Yeah, and I didn't get to ride no badass hawk. You ever start saying something silly and you can't stop saying it silly?
What do you mean?
Like certain words or something like that?
I'm not sure what you're trying to establish, but...
yeah. Right. Who the fuck am I established this already in the podcast? Every time, like I say, I know we have dogs, and every time the word bed comes up, so I stuttered even just to say it is bed. I get in a bed.
Bed.
Yeah, bed.
Like with like a hard Y in there.
Bed. But now, every time there's a scene in... Next Friday, where Day Mike Epps is talking about, he's like, we're gonna get flashlights, tasers, 2 big ass German shepherds. Now every time I say big ass anything, I always say that, and I almost
big
said,
ass.
Yeah. Now was just when I was talking about the Eagles a minute, in Lord of the Rings, the Eagles. When I almost said, and I didn't get to ride no big ass eagle either. I almost did it, but I realized y'all wouldn't know the reference. So from this point forward, if you hear me say big ass like that. It's a movie reference. 90% of things I do are. I said that today. I was given. I guess he's our stepbrother now. Ty, shout out, buddy.
Hey, what's up?
We had an Arizona green tea. Those things are delicious. And I was giving him some, and I was pouring it into a cup. And I looked at it, I go, a proper package. And I poured it. And he was like, what? And I explained, I was like, a proper package is a terminology from the movie Shatas. He gives them a package, and it's not enough. So he's like,
you got to break me off a little more.
A proper package. So
right.
He didn't get it. It's fine. I realize that nobody knows that I speak in movie references except for Michael. And so,
well, and also, I mean, who was watching like Jamaican Scarface and being like, "This is the superior Scarface"?
John Shuck and I apparently. Actually, I think that's like the most bootleg movie of all time. So that shit sold a lot of copies out of people's trunks.
I actually have a copy of that movie, but the problem is that they speak in such heavy patois that you can't understand. Like it's all like Jamaican gangster speak. Like if you didn't grow up in that lifestyle, you don't know what they're speaking English, but they're not saying anything meaningful to you. So you have to watch it with the subtitles. The problem is on my DVD, the subtitles are about 10 to 15 seconds off from what's being said in the movie. So I'm having to constantly watch it, see what happens, go back and read the subtitles 15 seconds ago, just so I can understand what's going. So a 2-hour movie, or I think it's like an hour and like 40 minutes or something like that, turned into a 3.5-hour affair.
Now, Michael, I appreciate the fact there are like 9 different versions of that movie on the bootleg market, because I know John Shuck saw one and he showed me a version that was not. And then they actually did the, if you watch the intro, it's Kiamani Marley, who's the star of it. And Seth
Son
Silvera.
Of Bob Marley.
Yeah, son of Bob Marley, shout out. And Seth Silvera, the writer-director. And they're talking about, Shatas is official now, no more bootleg stuff. So they actually released an official DVD. That's what most people own now. But yeah, there are like 40 different bootleg versions of the movie Shatas.
Yeah. Each has their own different soundtrack.
Yep.
And like
different scenes
edits.
even.
Yeah.
Different music cues. Like it's fucking wild. Yeah. I think it is the most bootleg movie of all time. But anyways, long tangent there about movie references and me speaking in movie language. The $1 million question, my brother, the thing that everyone tunes in for. And by the way, if we ever get a cease and desist, we can call it like, I don't know, how have you ocularly been participating in cinema? That'll be the new podcast title.
I'm pretty sure we're the first one to ever come up with the terminology of what you've been watching.
Yeah. But without further ado, what have you been watching, man? What you been watching?
Oh, man. Been going on a nostalgia movie kick lately. Just trying to watch a bunch of stuff that makes me happy. So
you have no joy.
Right.
Why don't you try to funnel it in through outside sources? You join me in my misery. No, what's up though, man?
Well, saw the original Point Break, the Keanu Reeves, Patrick Swayze joint, directed by, it's not Kathleen Kennedy, it was
Catherine Bigelow.
Catherine Bigelow. That's it. Yeah.
Dude, that movie fucking rules.
Doesn't it though?
I haven't seen it in many years. I mean, this is one of those instances you know that I've seen that movie.
Oh god, yeah.
But it's been many years since I've seen it though. But yes, in all recollections of my mind, it was probably like 10 years ago. That movie fucking held up then, and it's probably about time for another rewatch for me. So I refused to watch the remake, by the way.
Yeah,
I saw like 10 minutes of it and was like, nope.
Yeah. The for those who aren't familiar, it's basically the story of Keanu Reeves is a rookie FBI agent and he's the worst FBI agent in the history
he's the
of
best.
the agencies.
He's the best, depending on how you look at it.
He's undercover and he goes to a raid and just shows his face. Like, doesn't put on a mask, no, like, I'm sure they got hoodies, maybe a beanie, fake mustache, something. Like, no, just gonna go show his face. Anyway, he's an FBI agent who infiltrates this gang of surfers who are robbing banks in order to fuel their endless summer, basically. Yeah, and then chaos ensues, and of course he falls in love with surfing and Lori Petty, and then Patrick Swayze is badass throughout the entire movie.
Yeah, Patrick is pretty badass in that movie.
Oh, also featuring Gary Busey.
Yeah, he is.
Hey, Utah! Make it 2.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot Busey was in it. I thought it was his son for some reason in my head just now. But no, it's Gary. It's definitely Gary, who's probably like 30 years older than everybody.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That movie is so good because it's really well shot and it keeps up at a brisk pace. Like there's not a whole lot of like wasted momentum. Kind of lags a little bit when they deal with the Lori Petty, Keanu Reeves love story. But other than that, like there's skydiving, there's shootouts, there's Patrick Swayze lighting a car on fire. There's
the presidential mask bank heist scene.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like classic. Yeah, if you haven't even seen the movie, you've seen it. Like whether it be a Family Guy sketch, it's one of those things that's just in the ethos. It's like when you see like the white face paint with like the black eyes, like it's Dead Presidents. Kind of the same thing.
Well, you and I know it's Dead Presidents.
Well, most people do. Most G's know that. Bro, I went through a huge phase where I watched Dead Presidents and Menace to Society a lot. But anyways, that's for
another time. Fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Done fucked up.
Great movie. Anyways, go ahead, man.
So yeah. Anyway, it's such trash cinema, but it's really, really well done trash cinema. Like it's
I don't think it's trash, man. I don't think it's trash.
I mean, it's kind of a goofy concept. Like when you actually start paying attention to like the second you start pulling threads on the movie, the entire thing falls apart.
I don't know, man. It passes my test in the sense of like
it was awesome.
Well, yeah, it's like one. Well, I have a couple to. One, does it entertain me?
Sure,
absolutely. The movie's entertaining. And two, the big one that me and you have talked about ad nauseum, which you will hear again on this podcast, is it sets up the rules of the playground.
Sure.
And it doesn't stray out of the rules.
Right.
No matter how ridiculous everything is inside the playground, you're like, this is dumb as shit. Like the FBI would have, thrown this dude in jail too, like 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 he would have lost it, at least at the bare minimum, lost his job and been, but at a certain point you're just aiding and abetting criminals, like is really what it is, like exactly. Well known, like obviously FBI wanted list criminals, so but out the ridiculousness of what they're doing inside the parameters of the movie is fine. But it doesn't stray from outside the parameters of the movie. Like, where it asks you to suspend its disbelief is a big ask, but it stays within it once you do.
I mean, like, spoiler alert, Keanu Reeves, his character is Johnny Utah, which is probably...
Great name. Remind me, maybe on one of these next podcasts, we'll go in and we'll look at Arnold Schwarzenegger's characters' names and Keanu Reeves' characters' names.
Let's do it.
See who's is more ridiculous. Anyways, go ahead.
Okay, so Johnny Utah, the Keanu Reeves character, literally finds the gang he's looking for the very first day he goes undercover, and it takes him the entire rest of the movie to figure it out. Like, just pure happenstance, just meets up with the exact people that he needed to, and then is like, I don't know, man. I don't know if these guys quite fit the profile.
Of surfing bank robbers?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's why he's the best agent they have. Because he just stumbles into awesomeness and adventure.
I mean, there is something to be said for luck, but again, like it's the second you start pulling on any of the threads of the movie, it all falls apart. But as long as you're willing to just give one more suspension of disbelief, It's a great movie. It's fantastic.
Like you said, it's like Fast and Furious. It's got everything. It's got surfing. It's got skydiving with and without a parachute. The scene where he jumps out of the plane, he's like, "Oh fuck it," and he dives in.
Spoilers.
Yeah, well, whatever. I remember watching that with Dad with our father for the first time, and I remember being like, bullshit. I was like, why is he tucking like that? He's like, oh, well, it makes you have less wind resistance, so you go faster. And in that moment, as a little kid, that was the first time I'd ever seen anything like that. So I was like, this is the coolest shit ever. He's like a speeding bullet out of a plane. He's going to catch the other guy's parrot. I was so hooked at a young age. I was like, this is the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life.
I am an FBI agent, man. I know, Johnny. Ain't it wild?
I know, dude. It's such good. Like, even that movie, Hot Fuzz, the Simon Pegg movie.
Yeah.
That guy, like, when they kind of make fun, and actually it's a love letter to all really awesome action movies.
Sure.
They reference Point Break like 5 or 6 times in that movie. Like when dude rolls over and he shoots his gun in the air a bunch of times. Empties the whole clip in the sky. Like Keanu. So many classic scenes in that movie, man.
Yeah. If you have not seen Point Break, I cannot recommend enough that you get at least like have a beer, 1 whiskey drink, like maybe half an edible, whatever is your flavor, and just pop that in and enjoy it for the next, I think it's only like an hour and a half, maybe like less than 2 hours.
Yeah, I would bet it's under the 2-hour mark, but I don't know.
Anyway.
We're not going to research here. We speculate here at what you've been watching if you haven't figured that out by now.
But anywho, it's a fantastic watch. So yeah, I can't recommend that. Although I will say, I was watching it with my lady friend, and we had watched the movie right up until the final bank robbery scene where they bring in Keanu Reeves, like they basically pull him into their web and make him go into the bank without a mask, so he's the only one in there without a mask. Everybody can see him, whatever. And then it leads to the parachuting, like they're going to parachute into Mexico to escape, whatever. Anyways, it's literally the climax of the movie, and she's rolling over and like, and I'm like, no, but you gotta see Keanu Reeves is going to jump without a parachute. You're going to miss it. He's going to fire. It's going to be awesome. And she was like, no. And I was like, oh, what's the point?
Yep. That's why you always have me to call me over and talk about podcast and movie stuff. So,
to be fair, she had a very busy day. So.
No, and I don't doubt it for a second. Most people, when they commit to watching a movie, it's kind of the joy is like, hey, I'll watch it if I fall asleep. Cool, but I'm the type of person I'll turn on the last 10 minutes secretly. Like Angie, Bullet Train is on Netflix now. Again, watched it again. But we didn't finish like the last 10 minutes because we were getting off the plane. And so I was like, I'm not fucking sitting on this plane till everybody else gets off. So I went back and watched the whole movie again just for the last 10 minutes. And I woke Angie up like the last 30 minutes. I was like, check it out. She was like, oh, cool, yeah.
So glad you woke me up for that.
Good movie, though. I fully recommend it. So what would you rate Point Break? Because I got my review.
Point Break, I am going to give, let's see. I'm going to give it the most extreme rating possible.
I like it. You don't need to expand anymore.
Nope.
Whatever that is to you.
That's extreme, bro.
That's extreme, bro.
Think of whatever you're thinking of, and then double it.
While you're drinking Mountain Dew. Anyways, cool. What else you been watching, my dude?
Let's see. Saw the classic Christmas movie, Jack Frost.
Which one? The Michael Keaton vehicle?
No, sir. The better one.
Oh, the horror movie.
The psycho killer Snowman, which I gotta say, I was thoroughly entertained.
It's a fucking great movie, isn't it?
But now, again, like, I love
so excited. You can't see this. I'm smiling in the ear right now. Well, we finally get a chance to talk about Jack Frost.
Yeah. I mean, I loved it. To be honest, I thought that they were going to go like a whole like bad CGI snowman kind of thing, and they don't. It's literally just practical effects and like a guy in a puppet suit and bad animatronics. Yeah, it's great. Like it's completely watchable, and you see all the stupid, like all the stupid cliches and all the like keystone moments of like of the first kill, and nobody believes the sheriff, and then they get more and more gruesome, and then all of a sudden, like, Jack Frost has this wide array of powers, and like I started to make a list of all of his powers that he has, and he goes, I mean, this dude is X-Men level power.
Yeah, he has like icicles that he can form and shit, and like
he can form into water and transport, through pipes and stuff. Like, so basically, Jack Frost is a serial killer, is being transported to death row on Christmas Eve, and they collide with a cryogenic genetic research truck. Just they
MacGuffin, goo MacGuffin.
Yeah, they magic their science, and now all of a sudden this psycho killer is in the body of a snowman, and he goes on a murderous rampage to seek revenge on all those in the small town that locked him up. And it's great.
It's a fucking blast. I watched this movie annually for like 15 years.
I mean, it's all cheesy effects and like gory, but in a darkly comedic way. Like it's not like Silence of the Lambs gory. It's
camp gory.
Yeah, like people getting like Christmas lights shoved in their eyes and stuff like that.
He likes to do that, like Christmas tree.
Yeah.
It's so bad, and like the one-liners, like it's like as bad as like Arnold Schwarzenegger puns while he kills.
These are way better.
Yeah, these are terrible puns. Like the chill out, man, like all that stuff. Right, it's so bad. Yeah, I've watched that movie a lot. John Shuck and I, shout out to the homie Shucky, we used to watch that movie a lot. That and Leprechaun in the Hood. Those are like our two go-tos in terms of like good, bad horror movies of just like low budget awesomeness.
Yeah, it's cheap camp fun, and you know what? I'm going to say it's Christmas fun for the whole family.
I would think so, depending on how old your kids are.
You got to have some real cool kids.
Yeah, 13 or over, you can fucking handle Jack Frost.
Yeah. I don't think there's any nudity in it. There's a bunch of cursing.
Let them kitties see some titties on Christmas Eve.
I want that on a t-shirt. Let them kitties see some titties on Christmas Eve.
Patent pending by the What You Been Watching Foundation.
New merchandise coming soon.
Let them kitties see some titties on Christmas Eve. Oh, man. No, it's a great movie, man. The ending also, spoiler, go watch it. But there's a second one. I think he goes to Hawaii or something like that.
Really?
I know he's in a Hawaiian shirt. I've only seen the cover. Gotta see this movie. I think it's on Tubi TV or Freevee right now. So I might have to go home and watch that at some point. Because I'll let you know, too. I think there's a third one also.
I think you have your homework for you, sir.
I think so.
You have your mission.
We can watch these together, maybe. So, cool. Yeah, I'm so glad you watched that. I'll go ahead and review this for you. I will give it 3 balls of snow rolled on top of each other.
That then try to kill you.
Yeah, that then try to kill you. Yeah. I thought, that part was assumed, but yes. Which is one of the highest ratings we've ever given out here at What You
I mean, it's pretty hard to beat.
That's fucking really, yeah. 1 corncob pipe and a button nose. 2 really high ratings from What You've Been Watching.
Must have been some magic in that
little racist ass song. Anyways, what else have you been watching, bro?
Oh, man. Well, kind of went on a Tim Burton kick, and I watched Edward Scissorhands recently.
Movie.
It is. It's
Edward. The way he says it.
Edward. Yeah. Johnny Depp, Tim Burton directed, Winona Ryder, Alan Arkin. Yeah,
I was saying, not Alan Sorkin. He's out too busy conceiving of the West Wing.
Anthony Michael Hall's in it. Fantastic movie. I mean, if you're not familiar, it's basically a man is created. It's like a Frankenstein's monster tale, but it's essentially a love story. It's Johnny Depp plays Edward Scissorhands. He's a man created from animatronics he has scissors for hands and
for fingers, really.
Yeah, for fingers, and tries to integrate into society, and just chaos and mayhem and like really it's like a fish out of water kind of story. But he also falls in love with Winona Ryder.
Yeah, and he kind of is not unleashed, but for lack of a better word, like put into this scenario of like this Pleasantville town, like every every single house is like cookie cutter in uniform, all white picket fences, all super green grass, all like very bright and colorful, and everyone's like what are the Stepford wife kind of thing.
Yeah, it's very
like
almost like a modern day 1950s sitcom in a little bit. Like
the Pleasantville of it all. Yeah. No, that's a great movie, man. I don't think that's Tim Burton's best work, so I almost said that's Tim Burton at his best. But it's really high up there in the sense of he works well when it's like a darkly fairy tale in a weird way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because
like
it really is a fairy tale.
Like a grim fairy tale, not like a Grimm's fairy tale, but a grim fairy tale.
Yeah, but it's not like dark. Like it does have shades of darkness, but it's actually kind of a lighthearted, sweet movie in a weird way. Like
essentially, they a lot of his movies have similar themes of they're dark and twisted turns on the themes of like love and hope and self-respect and I mean like Beetlejuice is essentially like two people love each other so much that they can't move on to the afterlife together, and you know Nightmare Before Christmas is Jack Skellington learning to respect what he does and finding his own self-esteem and you know, let's see. I mean, Batman is basically, you know...
About a ninja
who learns to live, laugh, and love.
Pretty You want to get nuts.
But yeah, there are all these really dark and twisted fantasies that at the core of there's a message of, like, positivity.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean... It's such an iconic movie, and Johnny Depp, like, they've done, like 23 movies now together or something like that?
I mean, a lot.
A lot of them. I know, like, I think I don't know if they're married, actually, but it's Helena Bonham Carter. I think they have a kid together. Tim Burton.
Yeah.
I don't think they're married, technically, but they've been together for forever.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, weird, like, Tim Robbins, Susan
Tim
Sarandon.
and Sue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like Goldie and Kurt or something like that. Yeah. Like, I don't know if they're married, but they've been together enough that, you know,
you just give them the G-Pass on it.
Right.
Now, I mean, as you well know, I'm a Johnny Depp guy, and I watched that movie a fair amount, man. He's kind of perfectly cast in it.
Yeah.
He just kind of does his thing, and Winona is obviously, like, she's just the shit, man. Like, give her flowers if you haven't already. Like, she's awesome, man.
I mean, she definitely plays the innocent, doe-eyed maiden in this one very well. But I think that it's a little bit too on the nose, but I think that's kind of the point, is that, you know, Tim Burton doesn't do anything with subtlety.
Not particularly.
So I think that it was very much intended for her to be that over the top with it.
Yeah, the set pieces in that movie are also, like, you're talking about everything being over the top. They're over the top, but it works so well. As, like, the color contrast of just him walking around in, like, this gimp, like, super tight leather, like, pale white face and, like, scraggly jet black hair. And, like,
he looks like
everything.
Robert Smith, but, like, the Wish version.
The Wish, yeah. The Great Value version.
That's right. Kirkland's best, Robert Smith.
Exactly. So, like, all the set pieces are super over the top, and, like, all the color really pops, and it's, like, really, really vivid, and he's just, like,
well, yeah, the whole neighborhood is pastels and Easter colors, and you know, every once in a while we get, like, the vibrant reds and blues and
plaids and checkers, a lot of those.
Right.
And he's just black and white.
Yeah.
It's a good movie, though. Yeah. What do you think Tim Burton's best movie is?
Ooh, his best movie?
I think like his most original films are probably somewhere between, like, Nightmare Before Christmas. I'd say his most original is that. Well, either Edward Scissorhands.
I mean, he didn't direct that one, though.
I know he created the character of he created the world. He is the exec but so yeah, I would say that Night Before Christmas, Edward Scissorhands, and Beetlejuice are probably like a certain era of him. But I think his best movie as a director is probably Big Fish.
Oh, he did do Big Fish. You're right.
Honestly, Sweeney Todd. Sweeney Todd's a really fucking good movie.
I would have to say I had completely forgotten about Big Fish, which, by the way, if you haven't seen that one, that's another... It's all about dying and passing on a legacy and
resentment.
resentment, and but also like telling your own life story, and like the thing that you say, the thing that you say is what actually happened. Whether or not that's true or not, that's how it happened in your head. Anyway, Big Fish, I would say probably is pretty high up there. Beetlejuice is vying for a very tight second at that point. And then, honestly, I would say Pee-wee's Big Adventure is also a really, really good one. I think his first one out of the gate was it was landmark in terms of nothing like that had ever been seen before. I mean, to take a beloved children's character, TV character, and then put him into this weird dark tale where there's hallucinations and ghosts and mystery and intrigue, and Pee-wee gets framed for, I think, murder or something like that.
Yeah, I think it is.
It was this really weird, like, dark, beautiful fantasy that kind of was for everyone and was a lot of fun to enjoy, as weird and demented as it was.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I could see. I don't know if he was firing on all cylinders on that.
No, but it was a good indicator.
It was a good intro,
of
his style, stylistically. Like, what the fuck? Like, same thing, kind of like he was actually a really good fit for Batman as well. In my
agree.
Opinion. Like, just the city of Gotham looks so Tim Burton, like
very iconic.
Yeah. But if I had to vote, I'd probably say Big Fish though, in terms of like him at his ability as a director to tell a complete, very weighty story.
Right.
I'd say probably that one. So, all that being said, what do you rate Edward Scissorhands? Or unless we talk about it more, we can get the review.
No, it's good. It's good. I mean, at this point, if you haven't seen Edward Scissorhands, what are you doing wrong in your life?
Yeah, no, Winona's really good in that movie.
Let's see. I'm going to give it 6 ice sculptures.
It's pretty good. I will give it 4 beach balls. Must handle with care. Must handle with care in this scenario. Still, pretty good ratings. Pretty good ratings. Yeah. I speak the language. Yeah, you don't have to tell me out of what, or it could be, there's a big difference in me saying 44 beach balls, or if I say 18 balloons. Michael would know that those are almost comparable.
Sure.
Almost comparable. Michael knows.
Yeah.
You'll pick it up. Just keep listening. We appreciate it.
Yeah, 6 balloons will get you 3.5 beach balls. I understand the currency rate.
Yeah, exactly. Still must handle delicately. What else you got going on there, partner?
Oh man, it's all about me, huh? Okay.
Okay.
Been watching the most recent Netflix series Wednesday.
Oh, I want to watch this so bad.
Yeah,
I want to watch it so bad.
It's a lot of fun. Again, it's Tim Burton produced, so he's, I think he's executive producer and sort of like overseer, but...
Man, fuck that. Let me get Barry Sonnenfeld in that bad boy.
I think he also directed the very first episode, if I'm not mistaken.
He probably did.
It's fun. It's the story of Wednesday Addams from the infamous Addams Family and Addams Family Values,
which we love here at Watch 'Em and Watch 'Em.
We do.
This is like our fourth or fifth time bringing them up on the show.
But yeah, it's basically she goes to boarding school and it's a murder mystery. It's a little bit Scooby-Doo meets Harry Potter meets Addams Family without being too specific in either one, which, to be honest, I think is sort of to its detriment. I wish it would focus like a little bit more on the Addams Family side of things, just because, the whole thing, they're mysterious and ooky, they're quirky and kooky, I like the idea of the blend of comedy and the macabre.
Yeah.
So, and it's not really delivering much on that front. It tends to focus more on the high school drama aspect of Wednesday trying to not necessarily trying, like she's so concerned with not fitting in that's sort of the entire.
I lead a rebellion of all the uncool kids, and now we're all the
cool
kids
not even,
by
just,
not being cool.
She's very unlikable. She doesn't want to be with anybody. She just hates on everything, and I think it loses a little bit of luster of the character. Like,
who does play Wednesday in this one?
Jenna Ortega.
Oh, that's right.
Is it Jenna Ortega?
Yeah.
It's
that's the name. Yeah, definitely.
Don't look that up because I think that also might be a porn star, but I might be getting
no.
the name wrong.
I think she's a singer too.
Okay.
Yeah.
But either way, Yeah, she does to be fair, she does a really, really good job of playing Wednesday as completely flat and emotionless. And that sounds weird, but that's a really, really hard thing for an actor to do. Like, every instinct
consistently, yeah.
Like, every instinct as an actor is to sort of, like, go bigger and sort of, like, push it, you know, like push the limit of facial expressions or like, how would somebody really, like, trying to find the truth of a scene or of an emotion. And so for her to just remove all emotion and just, I mean, she's very monotone. It's almost like Mr. Freeze or something from the Batman animated series, you know, like, she sounds just like this in every single interaction.
Who, I think it was Christina Ricci.
Played the first one.
Well, I know that, yeah, definitely. I think so. I think she was talking about, like, when she was being directed by Barry Sonnenfeld in the movies and Addams Family and Addams Family Value. She's like, you couldn't go flat enough. Like, if you thought that you were doing it too flat, like, you can't.
Right.
No, I lied. That was not her. I'm sorry. I was thinking of Tara Strong. I watched an interview with her when she was talking about her doing Raven. I apologize. But still, Raven is of the Teen Titans and is also very much so Wednesday Addams, and the fact of everything is like this. And, yeah, here, doggy, let's have a good time, doggy. Like, and she was saying, like, no matter how flat she got, it was never,
they always
like,
wanted to push it more
like flatter, like less. So it might be kind of the same thing there, where, like, if you think you're overdoing it, you're probably right where you need to be. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I've heard really good things about the show. But
yeah, it's like I said, it's fun and it's pretty entertaining. I just it's not quite hitting the spot that I thought it was going to. Which, again, is not to say that it's bad or whatever. Just it's like biting into a piece of fruit and you're expecting one flavor and it's just kind of, it's a little bit more tart or a little bit more sweet or a little bit more like, it's just not, it's not ripe enough, you know?
I gotcha. No, I feel I've said it before on this. It's kind of like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I appreciate all the feedback on that. I've actually had people text me and some of my coworkers apparently listen to the show. So, of course you do. I appreciate it, though.
Well, I mean, we have millions of
views, yeah, but the few that reach
back out, we are the number one podcast universally.
Yeah, multiversally. Definitely. Definitely.
Oh, shit, you got the new numbers. Okay.
Yeah, the new numbers.
I haven't seen those yet.
There's an alternate verse out there where Joe Rogan just didn't take off ever. So I don't know.
He's ass out here.
God, what was I saying before that? I'm sorry. Oh, yeah. I was saying about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We've said it about them, too. Same thing with me with the Addams Family. I'm not, like, gatekeeping it. Like, more Addams Family, the better. The longer, like, they're in the public eye, the more attention it brings to the old movies or the old TV show. Like, I'm completely cool with it, man. Like, I love the Addams Family. Very much so.
Yeah.
Who isn't... Okay, so he's going to get my underrated performance of the week, even though I haven't seen him as this. Luis Guzman?
Guzman.
Yeah, Guzman. Underrated performer of the week. Sorry I fucked up your name there. But Luis Guzman, that dude's been in everything, man.
Oh, yeah.
He was in freaking...
he was in
Carlito's Way.
Carlito's Way. That's right, yeah.
He's been in everything, man.
Yeah, he was in Waiting.
He's hilarious in Waiting.
Yeah. He was in Community. They dedicated a statue to him.
Yeah, he's the dude. So he's my underrated performance of the week. So he's Gomez. Are they in it at all? Like, I mean, obviously, but did they play any significant role at all, or not really?
They sort of set up the first episode in terms of they're that.
The framing device?
Yeah, it's Luis Guzman as Gomez Addams and Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia, you know, and so they sort of are the exposition dump at the very beginning of the first episode in terms of, like, explaining why Wednesday is going to the school, and she's been kicked out of all of her public schools so far. You know, she's been to, like, I want to say, like, 8 schools in 5 years and keeps getting moved around. So they send her to the, like, it's basically Harry Potter. It's called Nevermore. And it's, you know, the cliques are Gorgons, vampires, werewolves, freaks, and ghosts.
Really?
Yeah, those are the cliques.
Okay. All right, kind of Mean Girls-y a little bit.
A little bit. But again, it's the inverse of that because Wednesday is so concerned with seeming unconcerned that it becomes her whole life and her whole like daily motivation.
Yeah, the irony in it. You concern yourself so much with being unconcerned that you find yourself concerned with being unconcerned.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like her whole shtick is she's trying to play too cool for school, and everybody but her realizes like, no, sweetheart, you are right where you need to be. Don't worry about it. Like,
yeah. I want to check it out though, man. I know it's all the rave. It's been #1 on Netflix since it came out, which is about a week ago at this point. So
yeah, I'm 4 episodes into out of 8, I think. Yeah, so I'm gonna watch the second half, and we'll let you know how that one goes. But
hell to the yeah, man. Hell to the yeah. Do you want to take a quick break, real quick?
Yeah, just real quick.
Or you got any other on your list? We can wrap that up.
Let's see. I got one more, but we can save it for after the break if you want to, because I think this is one that you might have seen as well.
If it's what I think it is it a certain holiday special?
It is a certain holiday special.
Okay.
So
well, yeah,
before we do that, I'm going to give I'm going to give Wednesday 2 snaps.
That was perfect. Goddamn. I didn't even want to break that silence, but if we went to break right then, they'd be like, what happened? Oh, man. We might have to edit around that. But if we don't, we will be right back from our sponsor, Blinkers. Blinkers. Fucking use them.
And thank you from our sponsors. Blinkers. On your steering wheel, to the left, there is a little knob that will indicate which way you're trying to fucking turn.
Blinkers. Use them, goddammit. Anyways. Yeah, I say that because I'm having to drive to and from Tampa like 2 times in fucking 48 hours. Ugh, God Lord.
I know I'm in the far left lane, but I need to turn right now. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everybody else. Yeah. Oh, man. No, but you were saying...
Oh, saw the recent Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas Holiday Special. I think I'm titling that right.
The Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas Special, I believe it's just called. Yeah, I saw that too. You want to come back to it?
Sure, man. What else you been watching?
There it is. So I'll keep it in the Christmas spirit of things. I've been watching a little bit of Always Sunny. Still, I went back and watched the Christmas episode. So kind of just on my Always Sunny kick. That's what I've been kind of chilling out and watching at the end of the night while I wind down.
Did you fuck my mom?
God bless Charlie. He's such a sweet guy. Not really, but he is though. Yeah, I was listening also to the Always Sunny podcast, and they actually said something that I've always thought in my head.
Okay.
Yeah, like Mac. Yeah, it could be. I don't know, whatever. If so, on the next episode of What You've Been Watching.
Hello, boy.
Anyways, yeah, Marcus is super stereotypical shit. On the Always Sunny podcast, they were talking about they did the final episode of season 4, which is The Nightman Cometh, and they had Lin-Manuel Miranda and I forget the other guy who wrote the music for The Nightman Cometh as well.
Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, I don't know. I should Google his name, but it's on the Always Sunny podcast, which you can listen to after you complete the listening of this here podcast. But they said that was the final season or episode of season 4, and they said something at the end. They go, "I think," because somebody said, "Do you think that this is our best season?" And I always thought that 4, 5, and 6, maybe up to 7, was kind of like their sweet spot.
The glory days.
And then Mac kind of got fat, I think, in season 7 or 8. And then it was like, and they kind of, and that made for a whole different. So like, I think that was their sweet spot. Was like, but he said when they asked the question of was season 4 your best season, they said no. I think 5 and 6 are, only because this season is where things really started to hum, where we really got into the rhythm of. We at least by this point knew what the show was and what we weren't.
Right.
He said, but we doubled down on it in the next season. Where anything that doesn't work, we just don't do anymore. Like anything that we found like issue with or take umbrage with, they said that we spend too much time explaining why the gang gets into the situations they're in, as opposed to just going, here's the setup, go. And we're going to watch them play instead of like they needed a reason to get into all these things. So like, they do a good job of one of the episodes in season 4, the gang cracks the Liberty Bell, where it's just like, the cold opening is boom. Hey, we're trying to get into the historical society because it'll bring more foot traffic to Patty's Pub so we can up business. And that's it. And it's the premise. That's the premise, and then we're going to tell you this fucking ridiculous story about how Patty's is a part of Philadelphia history.
Right. Part of the Revolutionary War.
Yeah, and all that. And really, they have nothing to do with it except for the fact that people leave the pub at the very end and scare the people that are carrying the Liberty Bell, and they drop it. So, like, the whole story really has nothing to do with the Liberty Bell until the last, 10 seconds. And then Dee takes off on a broom and flies away like a witch. And da-da-da. So, they double down on all that going into season 5, and that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Okay.
And I can actually see what they were saying. I was like, man, you're right. They start to just go, hey, here's what's working. Like, the gang's going to buy a boat. Boom. Like, instead of setting up, what gets them to buy the boat? Doesn't matter. The gang wants to buy a boat.
It's focusing on the fucked up scenario that they find themselves in, as opposed to building into the scenario.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, and we've sort of discussed this before, like, the gang doesn't learn anything, so the setup why they are in the situation they're in doesn't really matter. All that we care about is that they're in this situation. Like, oh, they're on a boat this time, cool. All right, they're at the park this time, all right, cool. They're at a swinger convention. They're at a whatever. All the setup doesn't matter.
Dennis wants to start having anonymous sex. Cool. Here's what happens when he wants to do that. Okay, the why he wants to have it's not as important as to what happens once they've decided, because as we all know, the gang, once they get something in their head, they're going to plot and scheme to do it. Mm-hmm. So they also on that episode of that podcast, they were talking about the funny part. Like, one of the funny parts of that is what they were asking is, like, does anybody actually just write a musical just to write a musical on The Night Man Cometh? That's one of the cold openings, and he's like, nobody. It opens up with Charlie going like, "We're gonna write you to a," what does he say? To a show, a lovely show, and he's like singing about it, like, what are you doing? And they're like, I wrote a musical, and they go, why? He's like, I don't know, I just wrote a musical, and they go, okay, who's the mark? That's the first thing they want to know is like, well, who are we scamming? What?
Right. What's the con?
Yeah, what's the con? Like, who's the mark here? And they're like, no one. Like, no, there isn't. I just wrote a musical. Turns out he did to propose to the waitress, which is just fucked up in its own way.
Sure.
At the very end, he's so bad. It's after he proposes to her, she goes to the play because Charlie says, like, look, if you just go to the play, I won't stalk you anymore. I won't bother you anymore. Right, I'll just leave you alone. Yeah, I'll leave you alone. And she's like, you promise? He's like, yeah. And so he writes the whole play to propose for her. She goes, is that it? He's like, yeah. She's like, what do you say? He's like, no. And now I won't be seeing you around anymore. And Charlie ultimately just goes, well, I didn't actually sign anything, so I'll see you tomorrow. And, yeah. But like I said, long way of saying, but like, they really do kind of lock in on, like, here's a premise. Like, Charlie writes a fucking musical. And they started to kind of find that by season 4. And then you can tell 4, 5, 6, and kind of moving forward.
Sure.
They're just like, here we go.
Right.
So it's kind of, if you haven't listened to that podcast and you're a fan of the show, it's pretty interesting. They do a watch along, or they don't really watch it like while you watch it, but they talk about an episode and what they remember of, because by now the episode's like 15 years old.
Sure.
Like, so they're like trying to recall what they remember about it. But like, it'll say like, oh, this is the episode Sweet Dee gets a heart attack. They may only talk about the episode for like 10 minutes, like, or intermittently in and out. Like the host of it, Megan, the producer, kind of brings them back every once in a while, or we'll circle back to the show. But a lot of times it's just them talking shit and telling stories. So
sounds like an awesome podcast.
Yeah.
Sounds very familiar premise. I'm not sure if I can agree with this.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Dub here might have a litigious situation on our hands.
Litigious situation. Word of the day, litigious. Oh, man, yeah. But yeah, I've been watching some Sunny. Watched the Christmas episode. Enjoyed that. Watched Elf, or the last... Elf is, I would say, would you call it a Christmas classic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I mean, especially for like a certain generation. Like there's a group of kids that's slightly younger than us that grew up on that, and that is something they will probably watch every year for the rest of their lives.
Shout out to Johnny Favs for creating Iron Man and Elf and Mandalorian. So shout out to you, buddy, and being in Swingers.
And Swingers.
Yeah, which he didn't, whatever. But, true story, though. I was alive and very well when Elf was in theaters, and didn't see it in theaters. As
opposed to being dead and poor now?
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah. I was still very poor, but yes. But never saw it in theaters. And then I knew the references of sit on a game or you sit on a throne of lies and da-da-da-da. Did not see the movie. The first time I saw it was 2 years ago.
Really?
Yep, in its entirety.
Interesting.
It was on it's on every Christmas. So,
sure.
I've seen bits and pieces. I know when he went to, it's not a Macy's, but the Macy's, and he decorates everything. No part of it, I'd seen the initial premise or whatever, but never sat down and watched the whole thing till I went into a theater. They were replaying it 2 years ago. It was the first time I watched it in its entirety.
Nice.
So I went back and watched. I think I caught the first 30 minutes, and then I had to go do something, and then I caught the last probably 45. I probably only missed 20 to maybe 30 minutes of the movie tops.
Okay.
But fucking really good movie, man. It really holds up, man.
Will Ferrell just being his glorious, silly Will Ferrell self, and just given free reign to do whatever he wants. And it's Johnny Fab just pointing a camera at him, just being just feel free to explore the room. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want. More cowbell? Go right ahead.
Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah, man. And he really embraced that. Also, shout out to Faison Love in that movie.
Uh-huh.
He's legitimately, he doesn't say much. He doesn't have a lot of lines. But the looks he gives Buddy the Elf, Will Ferrell, are fucking classic. He just looks at him without saying it. You are the dumbest piece of shit I've ever met on my life. And you exhaust me on every level. But he doesn't say that. He just looks at him a certain way.
That sounds like a horrible insult. If you said that to somebody in real life, you exhaust me on every level. That would hurt. I would feel really bad about that.
That's the hate in my heart, Michael. That was off the top of my head, too. But he does. He looks at him like that, though, man. He doesn't say a lot, but he's really funny in that movie, in my opinion. So go back if you haven't seen Elfin. Just check out Faison Love's reaction shots. Fucking really funny.
Nice. What do you give it? What's the rating?
I will give it 1 valley of candy canes.
A whole valley of candy canes?
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of Christmas spirit, man.
Wow.
As I'm getting older, man, I kind of do believe in the Christmas spirit a little bit more.
Bah humbug.
Yeah, I'm not, and it's not I don't give a fuck about obviously I like getting free stuff, but if somebody dude, I don't have the money for a Christmas gift, I don't give a shit. I don't expect anything. If somebody goes out of the way and gives me something, that's awesome. But as much as I think people want to say oh, fuck that holiday, there is something about it if you allow yourself to kind of get into the groove of like I said, I told you on the podcast before, I was watching the movie Spirited, the Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell movie. It's a musical, whatever, and it wasn't necessarily the movie. There is some emotional scenes in it, but I was just kind of in a moment, and it kind of made me cry a little bit. And I think there is something, and I'll talk about it a little bit more in the upcoming Guardians thing we're going to talk about, but I think I'm kind of getting to be a sucker for Christmas a little bit.
Oh.
As I'm getting older, I'm getting more sensitive about things.
I can hear your brittle bones breaking right in front of my ears.
Exactly.
As you crumble to dust in hope.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe I'm more optimistic. Maybe I'm just enjoy the finer things. Maybe I'm understanding finally after all these years.
Pussy!
Call it what you will, buddy. Call it what you will. To pivot outside of that, though, also constantly at the house, there's a Simpsons rotation. Sawyer, Angie's son, constantly on The Simpsons. So I'll tune in and watch some episodes, man. Fucking funny show, dude. I don't get the hate for The Simpsons, man. If you just sit back and just let it ride, fucking really good, man.
No, I think that they had their glory years. There's definitely a period of time where The Simpsons was awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's become a little long in the tooth. It's sort of become a parody of itself. Apparently it does gangbusters overseas. It's one of the top rated shows in every country. So
yeah.
So it's not going away anytime soon, I don't think. But yeah, I not that I have a problem with The Simpsons. I think it had its heyday. It was really, really great for a long, long time. But it's just sort of it's worn on its welcome a little bit.
Yeah, I just mean and I don't disagree with any of what you said. I just mean if you just kind of are in the moment and it's on. We watch it a lot while we're eating dinner because Sawyer becomes indecisive on what to watch, and he's just fuck it, Simpsons. So I probably catch a good episode or two damn near a night, Oh,
so, yeah.
So
I mean, it is great background, or it is great in terms of there's always a Simpsons episode that you have never seen before.
Probably, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's just by sheer number, there's got to be at least one that you haven't seen before. Yeah. And so there's always something new to discover, or at least in the very, like, everyone can agree on it, and you can just sort of randomly pick an episode and go from there. But, you know, it's like, it's cheap comfort food, you know?
Yeah.
It's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you know? Like,
right. I just mean occasionally, like, I'll not, like, really know an episode, especially a lot of the newer episodes. I stopped watching after about, like, fucking season 22. But there's still sometimes some jokes that I've either forgotten that will actually make me laugh out loud, or it's a new episode, and I'm like, the new ones aren't funny, and then they'll hit me with, like, one joke an episode that I'm like, that's pretty fucking funny, actually, and laugh out loud.
Yeah.
Recently, I was watching an episode, and Homer was, for whatever reason, was buying an RV. Mm-hmm. And they go to run his credit, and an alarm goes off, and, like, paper starts flying everywhere. And Homer's like, is this a good thing? He's like, Mr. Simpson, there's no such thing as a good alarm. It's just a really funny joke. Like, the delivery was so funny.
There's no such thing as a good alarm.
Yeah.
It's actually really funny.
Yeah. So, it kind of caught me slipping, and I was actually laughing at that one. So, been on my Simpsons kick still, but again, I probably catch an episode probably a fucking night, or in the background while I'm working or something like that. So I'll have it on. So I still say somewhat versed in the Simpsons, but yeah, I do love that show. Interesting thing though, I other caught was the making of She-Hulk.
What'd you think?
I really get into those Marvel Assembled things, man. I really dig them. I think She-Hulk got a bad rap, man. Like, I do. I think a lot of times, and it's okay if that's your honest opinion of something, if it conforms with what everybody else is saying, and that's your honest opinion, then cool, like, it just happens to be synonymous.
Sure.
But
like, there also is a problem of
piling on something,
jumping on the bandwagon and
fuck it, because it's like, what's your real beef with it? And we've talked about it. It's like, I understand some of yours, like, kind of missed the mark to you in some ways.
Well, there's a certain line of, did you actually watch it? Did you actually try to get invested in it? Or, like, what preconceived notions did you bring into this, like, watching it, you know? Like if you think something's going to suck for months and months and months and months, and then you watch the first 10 minutes just to see if it sucks,
it's probably going to suck.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So there is a certain aspect of, did you give it an honest try, or were you bringing in preconceived notions, or did you see it at all, or are you just, you know, basing it off of everything that you've read, you know? So it depends, you know, and unfortunately you have to get to know someone and understand what their intrinsic value is of certain things in order to get their perspective on things. Otherwise, like, how the fuck do I know what your basis is, you know?
No, I'm fucking full agreement over here, man. We've talked about it before. It's the contempt prior to investigation.
Yes.
Or if you just see people piling on it and you're like, oh, the finale fucking sucks, and then you go and you're like, and then you go watch the finale. You're like, oh yeah, it does fucking suck, and you jump on board. What is he saying? Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
The internet is a place where people come to.
No. He says not Serpico. Jumps on whatever. It's when Ben Affleck's doing the scene, showing them everyone talking shit about Jay and Silent Bob. And he's like, who's with me? And he's like, and then a bunch of other people jump on and use the reference message board.
Right.
Whatever it was. Can't remember. Fuck it. I fucked it up. But,
we'll cut around that.
Whatever. You can leave it in. I don't care. But yeah, that show got a bad rap though, man. I think so. Jessica Chow, the showrunner for it, really had a passion for it. She had said, like, a long time ago, she went in and pitched She-Hulk to Kevin Feige. Mm-hmm. And Kevin Feige was like, no, I think it was another show, or it was like, I think it was Captain Marvel. She was like, all right, pitch me a Captain Marvel movie. And ultimately it was Captain Marvel, but it was just like She-Hulk with Captain Marvel in it. And Kevin Feige was like, not quite what we're looking for, but... And she had said, hey, if you ever do She-Hulk, call me, or jokingly said, or I'll come burn this place to the ground or something like that.
Sure.
And then she heard at like a D23 that they were doing a She-Hulk show, and she was like, man, fuck that. Like, started getting joking. Like, in the interview, she jokingly gets pissed off and was like, I'm going to burn this place down. And I was about to call Kevin, and he called me and was like, hey, come pitch She-Hulk. And she ended up getting it.
Sure.
And she hired one of the writers, apparently. Like, I love when stories like this work out. She actually was a huge fan of the She-Hulk run.
Oh,
the She-Hulk John Byrne run.
John Byrne,
yeah, the
right.
John Byrne run. Yeah, that they
where
pulled
she's
the
breaking the
source material
fourth
from.
wall and talking to the audience, and
her apparently her boyfriend or fiance or something like that, one of the two, maybe husband, whatever it was, some person in her life had all those issues still.
Nice.
Like went over to his parents' house with her, and like he was so excited, was like, "You're writing that? Like holy shit!" And like,
isn't it great when geek credibility pays out?
off,
Where you're just like, I've been preparing for this my entire life.
And yeah, pulled all of it, and she was saying that like she and her friends used to gather around and read them and stuff, and maybe that's just some shit that you tell Kevin Feige to get the fucking job. That's what I would do. I would
lie my ass off.
Yeah, but either way, like if you look at the source material and what they were going for, they did it. Like you might not like the direction they took it, but the direction that they wanted to go, they executed it fucking perfectly. Like, so I don't know, man. It was just interesting to see. I like going behind the scenes on stuff, and Tatiana, I'm always Maslany. Yeah, I was gonna say Maisley, whatever. Maslany. She had never done a comedic thing before, and so I think all things considered, she did a really good job. I didn't know that.
Oh, she was charming as shit during the entire show.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't have any problems with the show, like in particular. Like I think it's perfectly serviceable and well crafted. It's just not my particular flavor of Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? Like, and that's nothing that they can help. It's just not something that I really enjoy. You know, like
I do like the fact that while they were writing the show, they obviously you have to write the show and film it before it gets released. But they pretty much knew that there was going to be a bunch of internet trolls and haters and shit like that. And so the whole like
they started incorporating that into the
show.
show.
Oh my god, yeah, and like, dude. And they're like, oh, it was so on the nose, like just serving it right back to people, being like, look, we know what's going to happen. You guys are going to shit on this for whatever reason you can, because it's this and that and the third, or it's a girl show, and da-da-da-da-da. Or it's too much CGI spectacle. Like, they hit all those nails. Like, anything that could possibly be shit on about this show, they're just like, whatever, man. Like, why can't I just do my fucking thing?
Well, yeah, in the finale where she's talking to Kevin, the AI robot, and, you know, he says... You know, she says, I need to talk to you. And he goes, yes, but before we do that, I need you to transform back into your Jennifer Walters form. And she's like, well, yeah, I can do that. He's like, no, I need you to do it off screen because all the CGI artists are taking a break right now and it's going to be way too expensive. And so you just literally hear her transform off screen.
Yeah, and it cuts back and it's her.
She's like, is this good? And he's like, much better.
Much better, yeah.
You just saved us $50,000.
Yeah. I dug it though, man. Like I said, the fact that they paid reverence, the fact that they knew exactly what comic book run they were going to have influence them.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, this is what we're going with. It's going to be a court procedural show. We're going to do it comedically. Sorry. Like, that's just what's happening.
Yeah, again. Like I said, I don't have any problem with the show itself. Just not some... If it was anything other than a Marvel... Like, if that was an independent show removed from the Marvel universe... I probably wouldn't watch it because it just the subject matter doesn't really interest me.
Yeah, I got you.
But
do you feel though, and I've read this a lot, and I can see where the argument is coming from, that they're kind of bastardizing a lot of their really popular characters, like between Thor and Chris Hemsworth made the comment about like I won't work, half jokingly. I think he was serious though when he was saying I don't want to work with any mad genius directors anymore. Talking about in reference to Taika Waititi.
Sure.
And like they kind of bastardized Thor and made him a joke. Some people feel they did the same thing with She-Hulk. Some people feel like they're doing it with some of the other characters where they're just not giving them the reverence that they want.
In my honest opinion, welcome to the world of comic books because it's happened over and over and over and over and over on every single character that you hold dear has gone through some period in their history where they're kind of making a mockery of this, or oh man, like this writer really doesn't understand the material, or like, you know, it almost becomes a parody of itself.
Yeah.
So sure, yeah, they absolutely are doing that. However, is it anything new to the comic book world? No, not at all. Just give it 5 to 10 years when they reboot everything, and then they'll bring in new writers and new concepts and new ideas about the characters. and they'll find something else you love, you know? Like, it's why we get to argue today on who's the best Spider-Man or who's the best Joker or who's the best, you know, what have you. Like, because there's been so many, not even just comic book iterations, but film iterations, television iterations, to where we can have that discussion and say, you know what? Mark Hamill's the best Joker.
Well, yeah, that's definitive law also. Yeah, I don't know though, man. I do kind of understand where people are coming from, where they're just making their characters a joke and they're almost not allowed to be serious. In some instances, I think it's an oversimplification, and I think they're looking at a few characters and painting the entire. Because like Black Panther 2, there was no like joke about Shuri. Like it was a fucking burden for her to be Black Panther.
Right.
Like,
which is why I really appreciated that
Same
movie.
thing with Jane Foster. It was a burden for her to be Thor.
Sure.
I'm fighting cancer. I don't want to die.
Which is really why I appreciated those characters, because they're the first heroes that we've had in a long time in the Marvel Universe that actually have something at stake. Yeah. Or something to lose, or some sort of like gravity to their situation, as opposed to just like, I get to be a hero. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Staying in the Marvel vein or whatever, did you see the Guardians of the Galaxy 3 trailer?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Bro, that shit is... There's going to be some Guardians that don't make it out of that movie.
I can guarantee you're going to see a room full of 40-year-old, like, dad bod peoples crying their eyes out, because the scene where... And it only lasts for, like, 3 seconds, but little baby Rocket in the cage... and that scientist's hand is reaching into him, and it's like all backlit and silhouetted and stuff.
Yep.
And then they cut to him, and he's got the big like raccoon baby eyes, and he's crying and fearful. Like, I wanted to bawl my eyes out just on that scene alone, or like just on like the few images that I had seen. So I can't imagine what's going to happen when I actually see that played out, and it'll be like, you little baby raccoon, he's so brave. He's a brave little raccoon.
Apparently, the footage they showed at Comic-Con like had everybody crying.
Yeah,
we've talked about that before. Yeah. Did you see him hug his little otter girlfriend?
Yes, I did see it.
He gets a little otter girlfriend. I can't wait to see it.
Or boyfriend. I don't know.
Whatever. I don't care. Otter companion. It could be just a buddy. I don't give a shit. Whatever it is. Whatever he wants to do.
Raccoon and otter.
I don't know why that made me laugh. There was no punchline there. I didn't expect you to sing that. I thought you were going to keep going, but you didn't. It's all good, though. Yeah, dude, that thing is going to be dope, though, man. They kind of... There's definitely... You can tell by, like, the voiceover of Rocket. Like, I don't think he's making it out. I don't think Drax is making it out. The Guardians are going to look very, very different.
It's getting way too expensive to keep certain people around, is all I'll say.
Yeah,
because there's... a lot of people wanting more and more and more cash for this. And you know, not to spoil anything, but Dave Bautista has already expressed that he wants to move on to other projects and other franchises and stuff. You know, he's pretty much said point blankly, like, I want to be The Rock. I want to be the guy that you bring in to like revitalize the franchise and make $1 million, and then I get to, you know, gracefully exit and move on to the next project. So,
yeah, he seemed like, I know when he was in WWE and fighting and stuff like that, he kind of had, outside of the ring, like kind of an asshole thing about him.
A little bit.
That's what I've heard. I have no idea. It's, again, wild speculation. But he's calmed down. Like, he seems like a really, really nice guy, like, in like his acting mode. Like, I know the RZA was saying that, like, in one of the interviews he had when he was doing Man with the Iron Fist that he was in, he was saying that, like, he kind of addressed it a little bit of like, man, like Dave Bautista's been working on meditation and kung fu, and like, so he's really adopted like a much more peaceful mindset. And it can, I don't know the guy. I'm just I've heard by some fucking source that, but it seems like he's a pretty humble dude, actually, man.
He is. I think the problem with him is that he's one of those guys to where whatever he's into, he takes it 100% seriously. So whether it's bodybuilding, which is what got him, you know, into the whole thing in the first place, or pro wrestling, or acting, or, you know, trying to find certain motivations for roles, I think he's just the type of guy to where he throws himself 110% into it, no matter what it is. And maybe sometimes people have a hard time keeping up with that, or like dealing with the change of activities and emotions, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe it's just a little bit. Not that he's going overboard, but just he focuses solely on that.
He gets a little hyper focused, and everything else might. Possibly. I don't know. I was saying he seems like a humble dude though, and he seems like he was willing to like he was going to bat for James Gunn. Like when all that shit went down, he was like, "That's my dude. You fire him, like fuck that. I'm not coming back."
Right.
Which I respect a lot. So, but yeah, he's been very clear about like, I don't want to do Guardians anymore.
Yeah.
And I know Zoe Saldana had made a comment recently. I know she has like twins. She's like 2 or 3 kids, I think. Mm-hmm. I know she had a set of twins. And she had said something. I don't know if this means like an official resignation or anything, but she is in like 9 different franchises.
Right.
She was in Star Trek. She was in
the
Avatar.
Yeah.
She's in Marvel. I'm sure I'm missing 1 or 2, but
yeah.
She had
Sicario. She's in the.
She's in a lot of stuff, man. There was some. I'm sure I'm missing 1 or 2, but she was saying that like, I'm kind of done doing franchise pictures at this point. So maybe she's just taking a break from it now that Guardians is done. But she's certainly earned it. She's been in some big shit, man.
Either way, it looks like the movie's going to be a grand closure on sort of what we know as the definitive Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, the roster's definitely going to change. There's definitely going to be some sort of like, maybe not bringing in new characters, but some sort of power dynamic shift to where like, okay, James Gunn is done now. Now we might hand it off to a new director in a new direction.
Well, James Gunn is definitely done. He came back to finish this trilogy, and he's moving on to be the head of DC, which is, I think, a great move on their part. Great move. But I mean,
get the guy who's the most like Kevin Feige without being Kevin Feige
and understands the system that he works in.
And yeah. James Gunn is probably a pretty solid choice for sure.
It's either that or you go after Jon Favreau. He's already locked in at Disney too much, and he's doing Mandalorian shit, so good luck.
Right, exactly.
So, good luck prying that away. Saying all that, with all the Guardians changes and things like that, we have watched the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas Special, which we teased earlier, and now we shall deliver upon said promise of discussion.
See? It's like a Christmas present.
It's like a Christmas present indeed. Just came out on Disney Plus. I think we're about a week ago now. So by the time you get this, probably about a month, like right after Thanksgiving. I think it came out. Dude, what did you think about it, man? I think personally, between the Werewolf by Night and the special they did, keep it coming, Marvel. Like, keep it coming.
More of those,
and not even necessarily for just holidays. Like, just
just
I'm fine with one shots.
Just again, like how on the Marvel DVDs they would have the one-shot episodes that sort of tell the stories in between the stories of like, there's Agent Coulson on his way to go traveling to Thor's hammer when it crashed in the Arizona desert. There's
Hail to the King.
Which is the
Trevor Slattery.
Trevor Slattery. I couldn't think of his name.
Trevor Slattery. Ben Kingsley's character in prison, and he says somebody wants to meet you, and he finds out ultimately that there is a real Mandarin,
right? And
he's mad at him for impersonating him and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. So just more of those. It just tangential stories, not having to include anything that's going on in the main Marvel universe or anything that has to do with focusing on the movies. It doesn't need to be revelatory in terms of you have to have seen this in order to understand that. Just a little side story, just for your own enjoyment. I love it. It's great.
Those are some of the best comic books too. It's like a well-written one-shot, man.
Yeah.
It's like you'll go to the comic book store and it's just like limited 1 of 1, and they'll just like what is this? This is starting a new like limited series. Like, no, it's just a one-shot.
Yeah.
Get some really good books in there, man.
I mean, or even like certain miniseries, like Kingdom Come is a great DC miniseries that I want to say ran for like 8 issues, 9 issues,
whatever
something like
it is. Yeah.
But you don't have to have seen. You don't have to have read any other DC comic book beforehand to understand what's going on.
Like, well, DC does Elseworlds, which is like their multiverse. They do Elseworld shit better than anybody. Where it's just like single, hey, just here's the universe, go. And it's like, oh shit, these are really good.
Yeah. Batman Noel was a great one.
Great holiday read, by the way.
That's another good one. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm all about these one shots that Marvel's doing, man. Like I really enjoyed Werewolf by Night. Mm-hmm. I really like this holiday special too, man. It's corny as hell.
It is.
It's corny as hell.
It is definitely more family friendly affair in terms of it's a lot more goofy, cartoonish action. Like I don't think there's really any violence in it. I mean, I think at the worst, Drax flips over a cop car. But even then, you have the funny scene of Mantis, coming to check on him and be like, "We apologize for ruining your holidays." And then she hands him the big giant candy cane, like, "You can have this."
The little man.
Yeah, I wanted to keep it, but you deserve it.
Yeah. I loved it, man. It's a lot of Christmas spirit. The premise is ultimately, the special opens with the story of how Yondu ruined Christmas for Peter Quill and Kraglin.
Yeah.
And ultimately they're wrapping gifts and Peter Quill's like, "But it's Christmas." And Yondu's like, "It sounds like cinnamon," which is just a funny line. "That sounds like cinnamon, old boy. Out here in the rigors of space, that'll get you killed." Which is just funny.
Reavers don't take nothing for
free.
free. They earn it. Yeah.
And so he stomps his Christmas tree he's like, "I hate Christmas."
Yeah, he Grinches out, basically.
He Grinches out, which is just funny. It's animated and it's hand-drawn and whatever. So,
plus, Michael Rooker's great.
Yeah, Michael Rooker's great, man. And so then really what happens, and then it cuts to present day. And they do something. And oh my God, I've been so excited to tell you about this. And it's not even like it's
you can't see his facial expression right now.
I'm flaring my arms.
He is literally flailing his arms like he's having a stroke right now.
I love it, dude. They do something in this and you're gonna be like, "That's what you were excited about?" Yes, that's what it is. They give, and this is why I was harsh on when we did the "What's Wrong with Spawn" thing about it. Which, by the way, brilliant title. Let me reiterate that. Yes,
great episode. Go back.
Great episode. Great title. Aptly named. Perfect. Well, we crushed Spawn. Nobody ever needs to talk about Spawn. No articles written. Not about the new movie. The new movie, maybe. The old movie, we've covered it all.
We're the pinnacle.
We're the pinnacle. We've achieved greatness there. So, they do, and we ripped that movie apart for it because they'll introduce things, and you'll go, "Where the fuck did that come from?" And all you have to do is just have literally one line of dialogue to explain it.
Sure.
They do that twice in this show, in this special, and it fucking made my heart sore. At one point, when they introduce the Guardians, they say, the Kraglin's telling the story about how Yondu ruined Christmas, and he goes, "And that's why Peter Quill hates Christmas." And they go, "Okay, well maybe we can bring him some Christmas joy." And Nebula says something, and it's one line of dialogue, and it explains everything. She goes, "Ever since we bought Nowhere," and then she goes on and says, "We've been so busy that Peter's been nonstop. It might do him some good."
Sure.
It fucking made my day because it explained everything that was going on, and it was such a simple line of dialogue. It wasn't even about the line of dialogue wasn't even about that they bought Nowhere. The subject of it was the fact that they were busy. That was just explaining the why.
Right.
And it was a throwaway line of dialogue which explained a tremendous amount about what was going on with the Guardians and what they've been up to. It completely
established where they are now since we've last seen them.
And I was like,
oh, they went from being Ravagers and now they've bought Nowhere from the Collector.
From the Collector. Yeah, and that's one line. And like, again, the line of dialogue wasn't about that. It was about because they've been so busy that Peter hasn't been had time to even think about the holidays or anyone else but this. Just that one line, and it made my fucking heart sore. When I heard it, I paused it, and I was like, "Angie, I'm going to geek out real quick." And she looked at me and just smiled and was like, "Okay, darling, go ahead." And I said what
Here
I just said. Yeah, and I said all that. And I was like, "It's not comic book referencey." And she's like, "Okay, just go ahead." She tolerated my nonsense. I love you, sweetheart. But yeah, and I broke all that down for her, and I was like, "Dude, that's all I ask. Just give me a fucking line of dialogue and move on. I don't need you to dwell on it. I don't need a whole arc about it. Just assume I'm smart enough to just go, hey, if I might have a question about that, go ahead and just solve it with a line of dialogue.
Right.
Whether I buy it or not, cool. Whether I like the answer or not, I don't give a shit.
We didn't need to see the whole negotiation process of how they bought it and what the percentage is on their return and no, just we bought Nowhere. Here's where we are. Boom.
And it made sense. Later, I'm gonna jump around a lot. Go watch it. We're gonna spoil it. It's by the time this comes out, Christmas will have passed.
It's almost New Year's. What's wrong with you?
It's almost New Year's. Fuck you. Go get back in the spirit before the New Year. But they end up decorating Nowhere and all Christmassy stuff. And like you could have, without that line of dialogue, been like, why would they do this? The collector owns it. See, this is a business to him. Why the fuck would he?
Right.
Solved all of it. All the issues that you had with like, oh, it's their shit. They can do whatever they want. It's a playset for them now. Oh, one line of dialogue that wasn't even the subject of it solved all of that. So when I hear movies...
So wait. So that was the first one. What was the second one?
It was about Cosmo. Cosmo's a guardian now. Just accept it. And it's I forget what the exact line is, but it's a quick line about Cosmo having telekinesis and is a guardian of the galaxy now. Yeah, like ever since you've been hanging around, like, oh, Cosmo's a guardian now. Mm-hmm. Since they bought Nowhere and Cosmo was there. Okay, like.
Because it's much easier to do a CGI dog than it is to pay Peter Quill to make another movie appearance.
Pretty much at this point. It's just going to be the furry guardians of the kennel or something. I don't know.
Oh, it's going to be the Pound Puppies.
Oh, if it's Pound Puppies. Fuck Paw Patrol. Pound Puppies was there long before. Dude, I don't know about no Pound Puppies. We had Pound Puppies stuffed animals. They were really cool. So, yeah. That's why when these movies come out and they got some bullshit that they just gloss over, I'm like, no excuse. No excuse. You can feed me a line of dialogue. I don't have to agree with it. Go, that's a stupid premise. Fuck it, I got my answer. Whether I like it or not is up to me. But, like, give me my guy. Like, just write the one line of dialogue. Stop being turds. I don't get it at all.
Right. Like, there's a fine line, though, between spoon-feeding the audience information and expecting them to keep up. Like, there is a fine line. Like, you don't want to we don't need to see the Guardians in the business deal of how they bought Nowhere and like exactly how it runs and what's the currency that they use. Just, it doesn't matter. Like, it's
unless you have an idea of a funny scene that happens during it and it's a quick cut and you're like, this is what happened with Collector, and it's like shows him being run out of town or something like that.
Sure.
Cool. If it's a funny thing that James Gunn is just like, hey, I got a funny idea for a shot. Cool, add it. But like you were saying, I don't need an exposition dump on that. Like, one line of dialogue.
Right. We own Nowhere. It's a trading station. Boom, we're moving on.
Yeah. The people here are happy. They seem to be invested in the community. That's cool. That's everything that Guardian's been up to.
Right.
Cool.
Right.
Let's get on to the premise now. So,
yeah. So basically, just to pick up on plotline, Drax and Mantis decide that in order to restore the Christmas spirit to Peter Quill, they're going to steal the Earth hero Kevin Bacon, who saved a town by dancing.
Yep.
And bring him to Nowhere in order to cheer up Peter. And that's where our adventure begins. And so it's Drax and Mantis wandering the streets of LA in hilarious scenarios and different like fish out of water type of things in terms of like learning how money works and what's a strip club and how sometimes the characters on Grumman's Chinese Theater aren't exactly who they appear to be. You know?
There's some funny scenes in that. Yeah. Now I dug it though, man. I think the relationship that I'm always butcher her last name, but that's kind of by
Pom Clentiff.
I thought it was Clementif.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Look, if you haven't noticed by now, we're going to officially induct Marcus or Michael butchering an actor or actress's last name or first name, but you know who we're talking about, and you know that we know what we're talking about. That is officially on your bingo card as of right now, so you can go ahead and check that box. Pom Clementif or Clentif, however you say it. There might not be an M in there.
The Mantis.
The Mantis. But her relationship with Dave Bautista as Drax, really palpable and really funny. Like, you can tell those two. It's kind of a big bro, little bro situation. Or big bro, little sis kind of situation of thing, man. Yeah. It's fun to watch.
Like, he's constantly giving her grief and lovingly mocking her. Like not outright, like, degrading her. But
she's kind of come into her own now, and she was so subservient to ego that now she dishes it back out to him. She'll be like, Drax, I told you, like, no. And she kind of dishes it back out, and it's kind of fun to see her.
There's a scene where they first fly into Hollywood on their ship, and
the Bowie.
Yeah, it is the Bowie.
Now,
that's right.
The Bowie now. Yeah. It was the Milano. Then it was, what was it after that? Either way, it was another 80s reference.
But yeah. You're right. And so they're flying into Hollywood, and there's this whole montage of the citizens of Los Angeles looking up and being in awe and oh my god, and people taking pictures and snapping, and they fly over the whole like Japanese tourist group, and they're and Mantis is like, Drax, did you turn on the cloaking device? Of course I turned on the cloaking device. Why would I forget that? Because everybody's staring at us. And he just calmly and like slowly inches his finger towards the cloaking button and like, boop.
You hear the boo.
And she's like, I saw you do that. He's like, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't. Yeah. It's really cute, actually. He's like, do you think Kevin Bacon just is in charge of this city or the whole world?
He's in charge of everything.
Everything, yeah. And she has such joy, Mantis does, because you got to think, man, she's been sheltered for how long? You know, it's under ego an entire lifetime.
Yeah, it's Drax's cynicism and inability to connect with vocal intonations or subtlety.
He takes everything literal.
Compared to her, who is just childlike wonder on everything. Just everything is like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever seen before. I've never seen that.
Yeah. And Drax's own somewhat stupidity and his own, like I said, he takes everything in the literal sense. She's like, you could throw me over the gate, and to break into Kevin. And before there's even a discussion, just, yep, it just tosses her. It's a really funny thing.
She's like, when I was ready. He was like, well, how would I know that?
Toss me over the gate. Don't toss me over the gate. What do you want? No, before, to rewind a little bit, as they're showing the scene of when they're kind of gearing up to go steal Kevin Bacon or whatever, Peter Quill is walking around nowhere, and the whole opening like credit sequence is a song. I think it's by the old 97s. I think it's called.
Yeah.
I think it's spoiler alert. It's Kevin. I think it's Kevin Bacon's band or somebody that he jams with. But they sing this really, really, really funny song. They go up to Peter and they're like, "Hey, buddy, like we found all these Earth instruments and we were gonna play you a song about what we think Christmas is about." And he's like, "Oh, cool, yeah, man, whatever." He's like, "Well, we heard it from Cosmo, who heard it from Rocket, who heard it from Kraglin, who heard it from Drax, who heard it from Kraglin, who heard it from you." So you can imagine there's going to be some misunderstandings here.
It's basically all about Santa Claus breaking into your house at night, and like if you don't leave him milk and cookies, he's going to shoot you in the face.
Yeah, he's like, he'll shoot you with his tow missiles, and like Miss Claus works the pole and stuff like that. Right. And Peter Quill the whole time is like, no, that's not right at all.
But yeah, it's a great, wonderful like musical jaunt just to like get you into the holiday spirit, and it's a really fun sort of misunderstanding of the Christmas spirit, and like all the elements are there, but they're all jumbled up.
Yeah, and it's a fun parody song, and actually I was watching it with Angie, and she was laughing out loud during it. She really enjoyed that song, and when somebody else is laughing with you, it makes you laugh too. Exactly. And I was like, it was a really good song though. It kind of took us both by surprise. So really fun opening sequence, and James Gunn I think is one of those directors that, especially with Guardians, you could probably tell. They say Martin Scorsese does it too, but like he writes the needle drop into his actual like script.
Right.
He must have went and found every awkward Christmas song by underground bands ever. Because there's like an interlude. It's like, I want an alien for Christmas, green and whatever it is. He found all that shit and he just interjects it throughout.
You know what? The one song that he didn't include that I'm really disappointed at.
Is it a Weird Al song?
It is a Weird Al song.
What's that?
It's The Night Santa Went Crazy.
Oh. Was the night Santa went crazy. Weird Al clearing those songs probably costs more than you think.
It's literally about Santa Claus going on a shooting rampage, which, little poignant, but hysterical nonetheless.
Yeah. I bet, like I said, man, I bet those Weird Al songs, because that's not a parody, is it? That's an original.
Yeah.
I bet that costs a lot of money to clear.
Sure.
Probably. I would think. At this point in Al's career, man. We're on a first name basis. I call him out. Yeah, man,
I call him up. He gives me accordion lessons. No big deal, you know.
Which I still need to find a copy of that Weird Al movie that they did.
UHF?
No. The one that Daniel Radcliffe stars in.
Oh, weird. Yeah.
Apparently, it's fucking hilarious. And like,
it's on.
Like only like 2% of it's actually true, and everything else is just him having a problem with alcohol and drugs and hookers and stuff.
Well, but of course, why wouldn't Weird Al do a parody movie of his own life?
Yeah,
like, of course, like that makes so much sense. Yeah. Like, did you expect
anything else?
Anything else? Like, why would you want to hear the story of like, yeah, I started making parody songs and then I got famous and then I got more famous and then I stayed away from drugs and alcohol and hookers and I got more famous and now I'm living the sweet life. So cool, story over. Baz Luhrmann, you take over.
Exactly. Right. That's funny. Man. Anyways, but yeah, it's a really to go back to the Guardians Christmas Special, man.
Talk about the thing we were talking about before.
The thing. We're talking about clearing songs, but no, James Gunn found all these crazy Christmas songs to throw in there, and they're pretty entertaining. But that one was originally written, I think, for the sake of the special. It is fun though, man. I dug it. They ultimately kidnap Kevin Bacon, who is put under a trance by Mantis. I knew she could originally make people fall asleep.
Yeah, she could influence their emotions, but apparently now it's developed into like straight up mind control.
Yeah, it's like I can just put you in a trance, or I can like the power of suggestion, and I put my fucking I don't know. It's a power set I didn't know Mantis had, but like for this, I'm willing to get that she's developed her powers more. She probably only used it to sleep Ego, to make Ego go to sleep at one point, but I guess it's expanded.
Yeah.
So, which is fine. I didn't know that she was putting people in a trance. So. But she does actually get in on the action, man. They go to kidnap Kevin Bacon, and he calls the police officers, which is a very funny scene. They break into his house, and obviously Drax being super literal and everything like that, and breaks in and goes to kidnap Kevin Bacon. Ultimately the police come, and she gets in a physical fight with the police. She doesn't like hurt him anyway. She just kind of punches him, flips him, and then like puts him in a position. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. But it was kind of cool.
But she's doing all these luchador moves and like hurricanranas and you know crosses and flipping people into arm bars and stuff like that. Like she was throwing down. Like that was a lot of like really interesting choreography.
I'm just glad to see Mantis because if that was her only ability, it was like, hey, make people go to sleep. It would have been really, really, really one note and gotten old after a little while. So. She can hold her own. Apparently, she's been training with the Guardians of Nebula or somebody. So
yeah, I mean, basically they kidnap Kevin Bacon and then they there's
a funny scene with them talking to him on the ship about how much they hate actors. They realize that he's not actually a hero.
Oh right.
Yeah.
It's a little bit like Galaxy Quest in terms of they think that the things that he did in his movies were like actual documentaries,
right?
And then they sort of realize halfway through that, like, oh, he's an actor. Blah, I hate actors. They disgust me.
Yeah, they call him. They're like, I get at the end, it's like, I guess not all actors are stupid pieces of shit. Kind of funny.
Yeah, so, but yeah, it seems like everybody in the movie's having a really fun time. Like, Kevin Bacon seems like he's enjoying being there. Like, you know, it's a little bit sort of... It's a little bit sort of It's a Wonderful Life meets The Unbearable Weight of Massive Genius in terms of massive talent, right? It's all about praising Kevin Bacon, but also like, well, if you hadn't involved in your life, then this is how it would be different, you know?
Right.
Which it works and it's fun and it's funny and really, really well shot, and yeah, why not? Like, it's a fun romp. And we actually end up learning, spoiler alert, that Mantis is Peter Quill's brother because... Sister, I'm sorry, yes.
They are brother and sister. That's the big reveal is that, they're like, why did you do all this for me, Mantis? Like, and she's like, well, Ego is my father. And she's like, I'm gonna cry thinking about it, but I share a lot of sentiment from my brother over here. Man, we've come a long way and shit like this. But when he says like, well, I hope that's okay, kind of thing. She feels bad because she said, I don't want all the bad things that Ego did. Like, she doesn't say this, but like killing your mother, for example,
and trying to kill your planet. And yeah,
I don't want you to be reminded of that every time you look at me. So I didn't say anything. And then Peter kind of has this really sweet moment. He's like, having a sister is the greatest gift I could get.
Right.
And so now his little ragtag group of family, which he does embrace, is truly like, he has a true family. It's truly a family,
yeah.
So, and Mantis didn't have anybody before him, so she's very grateful for him and Drax and stuff. And it was a really sweet moment, and it kind of tugged on the heartstring, like I was saying. I think sometimes...
No, they're brother and sister!
Yeah, it's whatever. I'm lame now, bro. I'm lame. I think really what it was. Well, I'll save it.
Go ahead.
No, because it's kind of depressing.
Okay.
I'll just say this: I have 2 kids, and they're not too familiar with each other for circumstance,
various reasons.
Yeah, for whatever it is. And I just was like, oh man, like what a fucking cool moment that would be, you know. So inserting my own bullshit into a very like. But that's what works about movies.
I was gonna say
and it was like under the veil of Christmas, and they slid that in, and they're like, "Oh, it's a fun holiday romp," and I was like, "You motherfucker!"
Of course, that's what makes movies and shows like this endearing to us. Is we find something in them where you relate to it, and it's you find a little piece of yourself in it, and that's the whole point. Like. You can go watch the Fast and the Furious, and it's all about, you know, car chases and explosions and cool tricks and this, that, the other, which is fine to see. But if there's not a moment in there that you can't relate to somebody or feel like, oh, I feel like just like Dominic Toretto, or I feel just like Paul Walker, or whatever. Like there's got to be some moment of I see me in that.
Yeah.
And that's what makes movies endearing to us. So, anyway, on that note,
no, it's and like I said, to anybody else that might have been like, well, of course, or oh, that's corny or whatever. But like everything means, like you said, it's different to everybody. And so, like in that moment, it really kind of like, it got to me, man. And it was like, Angie was also joking earlier. I was like, man, Kevin Bacon seems like he's having a really good time. And at the end, I don't know if you know this, Angie she follows like Kevin Bacon on Instagram, and one of the things he does is he plays music with his daughter now, and so apparently he has a band and everything like that. And I was wondering, man, he's so game for this, to make fun of himself and all this, and maybe he's just cool. Like we were joking about how he's one of the few people in Hollywood that's been doing it for so long, that's walked away relatively unscathed and still well liked, and not as a joke of himself. Yeah. Like sometimes you become this old hacky actor. You're like, dude, nobody gives a fuck about you anymore. When he shows up and stuff, you're still like, hey, fucking, they got Kevin Bacon to play Sebastian Shaw. Like, fucking hell yeah, they did. Like, that's awesome. Like, you know, he's not a joke of himself.
Well, I think there's something to be said for like inherently, if you're in the Hollywood industry for so long that like. You can't help but become a parody of yourself. Like, I mean, it happened to Clint Eastwood. It happened to John Wayne. It happened to Kevin Bacon. It happened to Nicolas Cage. It happened to, like... If you're in the industry for more than 20 years, like, inherently, they start casting a you type. Like, well, we're looking for a Nicolas Cage type. Or we're looking for an Owen Wilson type. Or we're looking for a Leah Remini type. Or whatever, you know. Like... So inherently, you have to become a parody of yourself, and you have to accept that, like, all right, I'm sort of in the lexicon of the Hollywood, you know, Writers Guild, you know.
But like, also, I am still that dude.
But also, I'm still that guy, and that's fine.
Don't get it twisted. I got classics under my belt, like unadulterated, like classics. So, Tremors. We got to get Matthew on here to talk about Tremors. I love that movie. But no, what we were talking about, you know, I didn't know all the stuff about the music, and he plays it with his daughter, and they do cover songs and stuff. And I was saying, like, man, he's so game to do all this. Like, good on him. And then at the very end, he was going to go home to whatever, go back to Earth or whatever. And then they let him play music. Obviously a Christmas song that he wrote. And I was like, oh, no wonder he was so down to do this. Like, he gets to showcase a different skill set he doesn't usually get to do in movies. And so he got to go up there and play guitar. And...
Kev, they want you for the Guardians of the Galaxy. But here's the deal. You get to play your own Christmas song.
Get to sing about Yuletides, right?
Sure, we'll give you a solid 3 to 4 minutes.
She's like, count me in. No, I also remember the other line of dialogue that they wrote with a single line that explained everything. They're out in nowhere, and they go into the ship, the Bowie or whatever, and Kevin Bacon's phone rings. And like at that moment, Angie and I looked at each other like, his fucking phone rings in space? Like, what spectacular service. And immediately... Kevin Bacon he's like, how do you get reception out here? And Kraglin goes, just a couple antennas up front. You can get any phone call within about
Like
800 or 900 light years or something like that.
Right.
8 or 9 million, whatever it was, light years. And I was like, fucking, they did it again.
Exactly.
A simple fucking line of dialogue. Like,
and all it was just like, oh, our technology can do that. Don't worry about it.
yeah, don't worry about it. Like, just
Like,
trust
cool, that's it.
It's
We're
very
good.
Rick and Morty of the sense of like, yes, I'm Rick, I can do that. Like, it's not the question of how I build the machine. I can explain it to your stupid fucking
Right.
ass.
All you need to know is that
wouldn't
it
get
works.
Yeah.
You just need to know that it works. That's fine.
Yeah, so they did that on a couple occasions, and I was like, dude, y'all got no excuse for like. And again, like he needed his phone to ring, so it was the climax of the film. Like, you coming home for Christmas? And he understands.
Well,
the spirit of
Kira,
it.
I might need to be a little bit late.
Be a little
She's
bit
like,
late.
okay, baby, I understand.
And then he goes and plays the Christmas jingle, and everybody celebrates. They give gifts to one another, which is really cute. And
Oh, Rocket gets Bucky's arm.
that was the funny part.
That was the great part. Like, something from Endgame playing off in a one-off.
Infinity War, but yeah.
Sure, whatever.
Same thing.
Yeah. Part 2.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's funny in that line, in that movie. He's like, he's like, how much for the arm? He's like, not for sale. He's like, oh, I'm getting that arm.
I'm getting that arm.
They asked James Gunn about like, well, how did Nebula get it? And
Doesn't matter.
he's just like, I don't know. She went down there and kicked ass and took the arm. I'm like,
Who cares?
he's like, I could see Nebula doing that. That's not the
Who
realm.
cares? That's not the point. The
Nebula's
point is that
like,
she got it.
would go down there and be like, I'm taking your arm. And just start kicking the shit out of Bucky. And it's like, all right, dude, all right, take it. Fucking Jesus.
I got friends in Wakanda. They're going to make me another
Make
one.
me
Don't worry
another
about
one,
it.
yeah. White Wolf got to have an arm, dude. So, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was adorable, though, man. All the little gifts they gave each other. And, yeah. The Groot is apparently, he's like swole teenage Groot now.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
he was
like Sawyer Groot.
Yeah, he is, I guess. Yeah, or whomever. Yeah, he was yoked, though.
You even lift, bro? What's going on?
lift, bro? What's going on, bro?
Just trying to get my swole on. Trying to get my gains.
Yeah.
It's a protein day, bro.
Yeah, seriously. There was
Love you, Sawyer. You're okay.
So you're cool. But no, but you Groot is yoked in it though, man. It's kind of funny. It's fun to watch his progression. Vin Diesel still doing the Groot voice, easiest job in all of Hollywood.
Why not?
Well,
aside from Fast and Furious, where all you have to do is show up and be Vin Diesel.
Talk about family.
It's about family. I don't know cars. I don't know politics. I know family.
Yeah, God bless those movies. No, I dug it though, man. I hope they do more of these holiday specials or just one-offs or whatever. Allegedly, I think they're going to do is they're kind of introducing these slowly. I think we're either going to get a Nova one-shot, is the rumor, or what they're going to do is they're going to build the Young Avengers through it, and they're going to give each of them a one-shot to explain, like...
So like Kate Bishop, Nova...
And Hawkeye's... The rumor is that Hawkeye's going to be the leader of the de facto, like...
Oh, like the
Batman Beyond kind of Bruce Wayne mentor
okay, like
of the Young
the
Avengers.
Charles Xavier of the
Young Avengers. If that's the case, fucking sign me up.
Hell yeah!
And he only has to come in every once in a while to be the framing device of, hey guys,
be like, you gotta go
here's
see
the mission.
You gotta go see the principal. Like, shit.
Yeah, or he sets up the mission and then is like, all right, that's episode 1, and then they go do the mission for X, Y, and Z, and then
you're not ready for the mission. They go off and do the mission. Then like episode 8, he shows up and it was like, you guys did all right, but you still disobeyed me, so. Yeah. -6 points to Gryffindor.
Nah, he would say, you rookie hotshots coming straight out of the academy where they shoot first and ask questions later. Got the mayor up my ass and blah, blah, blah.
I need your badge and your
badge and your guns. But before you turn it in, I want you to know
you're a damn fine cop.
Damn fine cop. Please let him be that character. Just turn Hawkeye into that, please.
Anyways, man.
Anyways. No, I definitely dug it, though, man. What do you rate it, Christmas Special?
I'm going to give it 6 Christmas carols.
I will give it, because Kevin Bacon sung about it, Yuletide apple pies.
Oh, okay.
He somehow made rhyme in that song.
Okay.
Cool.
I mean, it works.
It works. Hey, Yuletide apple pies.
Hey, you know what? You're Kevin Bacon. You get a free pass on that one.
Get a free pass, homie. Yeah, on that note,
go see a movie.
And talk about it with somebody you love. Happy holidays.
Whoop, whoop.